As a pioneer in the art world with a unique form of art, a person has the essence to develop and evolve over time. My guest is among the first tattoo artists in Lebanon when tattoos were still taboo. He built his reputation on the quality and the distinct design of his style. Being an innovator, he also taught himself to create in a new field of visual art. As a graffiti sculptor painter, he masters material and philosophy to bring his thoughts and ideas to life. There is so much depth to his multiple talents, of which I'm so happy to have him share with us today. Let us ask 10 questions to my extraordinary guest, Hady Beydoun.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Hady.
Thank you for this beautiful intro.
I'm so happy to have you here because you're such an interesting person from the inside out.
Thank you.
And we were talking, and I had the misconception that you started in tattoo as a tattoo artist, but actually you started as an artist before tattooing.
Yeah, I started at 14 painting.
At 14?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing at 14?
I was painting on t-shirts.
On t-shirts?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I moved to tattooing.
Okay. Were you a successful t-shirt artist?
Yeah, it was not bad. I was able to make enough money to go to London and buy my stuff and start.
As a tattoo artist?
Yeah.
So at the time, because this is something new, relatively new, that it's become a popular trend in Lebanon, everybody's getting tattoos right now. But at the time, nobody was getting tattoos, or very little people were getting tattoos.
Only the rebellious ones were getting tattoos.
You were a rebel when you were young?
Of course. Otherwise, would I be doing what I was doing back then when no one was okay with it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why tattooing? It could be anything. It could be like rock music, or it could be a different kind of art. Why
Because
tattoos?
I'm no musician.
Okay.
Although I admire music and it's in my veins, but
Yeah.
I don't play an instrument really well.
Right.
And I'm more of a visual kind of person.
Okay.
And tattooing is rebellious enough to make you stand out. It's even more rebellious than painting something rebellious on your t-shirt.
Right.
Because now it's on your skin and it's there.
Yeah. Permanently.
Yeah, so it's shocking. It has a big shock value, especially when back then in the 90s.
So you wanted to shock people?
Of course, I lived on shocking.
Okay.
Everyone, from my parents to my friends to school.
Right. What did it do for you to shock everybody?
I felt special.
Okay.
That's it, you know.
Yeah.
So
You want to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
And you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, and that's how I found a way to do it. You know, by
Right.
customizing the way I look,
Yeah.
which is my t-shirts and my clothes, and then tattooing, which is something that's reserved for bad people,
Right.
which is not to say bad people,
No,
but
like
people outside the law.
image.
Yeah.
But how did you start tattooing? Because it's not like you can go buy a pen or pencil or paint at the store. I mean, how do you start tattooing?
First, I researched it, so I was.
Oh, so you did do it smartly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
I was in AB anyway, and there's a
Yeah.
Jafet library there anyway, and I had
Right.
free time anyway, and I
Yeah.
made time, you know.
Yeah.
So I was checking out books, magazines, whatever article there was
Mm-hmm.
on the subject related to psychology or history or the tribal people, the interpretations of the meanings of the
Right.
tribal designs, you know.
Yeah.
Why would people in a tribe get tattooed? Why in certain
Wow,
places?
you really went deep into the research of it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I had to study the thing before I was ready to go and get it, you know?
Right.
And then 3 years later, I saved up enough to be able to go to London. I went there for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
I took an appointment at the factory where they make the machines.
Oh, okay.
I spent like 10, 11 hours over there. I learned everything.
Really?
I bought everything and I came back.
It must have been fascinating for you.
Yeah.
Such a nice experience.
Yes, it was a
Did you
beautiful
start on
adventure.
yourself?
Yes.
Did you?
I did. I
Where?
did something here on my thigh,
Okay.
a Native American chief. And I
Okay.
was like, yeah, if I do it here and it's messed up, I can easily hide it.
Oh, okay.
You know, and if it's good enough, I can easily show it. So
Right. Who was your first customer? I mean, how would they not be afraid to come to you? Because you're a novice in this, you're an amateur at the time.
Yeah, but the thing is, the guy trusted me.
Okay.
You know, he's a friend of a friend, and because they saw what I could do on T-shirts, on a snowboard, on the wall, you know, they saw my technical abilities.
Right.
So this guy was encouraged to be the first one.
Okay. How did it come out?
Very nice.
Yeah?
He's still happy with it up till now.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Although it's like old school and
Yeah.
very traditional, but
What is it, like a heart with mom or something?
No, it was a cross with a rose
Okay.
wrapping around it, and
Oh, okay,
the words
that's nice.
something to believe in. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because tattoos is a taboo subject somewhat.
Still,
No, that's why I'm saying somewhat.
Yeah.
But some people don't like it. They still think it's a little bit.
we have all types of mentalities, you know.
But what I'm saying is that it was always here with us. I mean, it started in ancient tribes, like you mentioned. It was always a part of life. It was part of connection. It was a part of being part of a tribe. It was part of writing a message.
It's part of status also.
Yeah, status.
So within the tribe, depending on the shapes of your tattoos and the number and the
Right.
locations of the tattoos, it signified a certain status.
Okay.
You know, so you are of a certain rank in this tribe, and then to distinct themselves tribes between each other.
Right.
So if they meet in the jungle, they know where they belong or who they belong
Yeah.
to and what their social status is within
Because I
their...
read somewhere that they would also tattoo in case something happened to them. We'd know who they are, or they would know who they are. Not me.
Those were the tattoos that
Yeah.
that went on in World War II.
Oh,
For
in
the
World War II.
Yeah, for
Oh,
the
I see.
Nazi soldiers, they would tattoo the SS here and their blood type
Oh, really?
on the heart because
Oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
So if they need blood transfusion or
Right.
anything, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The dog tag wasn't enough, I guess.
it could get lost.
Right.
It could be blown off.
Right. I find it so interesting how you go in depth in your thought process. Because like we see you, and I'm sorry I'm saying this like very bluntly, I'm very direct. We don't really understand how much you think about things, about life, about the meaning of life. You really dig deep into it. And everything you do, you put a lot of meaning, a lot of sense into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Why do I do that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, how do you become this kind of person? Like what made you think so much about life? I mean, we all reflect on life, but you really dig deep into it.
It's not that I'm digging in life. I'm digging in myself.
Okay.
You know, ever
Yeah.
since I was a kid, I wanted to understand, who am I?
Right.
What is this? Who are you?
Right.
Regardless of your name and social status, who are you?
Yeah.
This human, this animal, this entity, who are you? You know, who's the observer? You're watching yourself, but who's doing the watching? You know,
Okay.
there's the inner voice. Who's doing the talking? Who's doing the listening? Who are you?
So very metaphysical.
Yeah, it's like, and we all go through this. We all need to identify ourselves. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when you identify yourself, you make peace with it. You can never make peace with something you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they tell you have to face your demons. It means understand your dark side.
Right.
Understand your triggers. Why are you in a panic state? What triggers you in a panic state? Why do you allow yourself to be in a panic state?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you understand that, you become a master of it.
Yeah.
And when you become a master, you become someone who is responsible for your reactions.
Okay.
So your reactions aren't automatic anymore.
You're
you
very
know?
calm.
Depends. It's seasonal, you know.
Oh, it's
We
seasonal.
all go through seasons, yeah.
Because your art, also your visual art, which we'll get to in a little bit, it kind of like screams out. But when your demeanor is very calm, your voice is very calm.
Yeah. I used to be more angry before, but I dealt with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not that angry anymore, you
That's
know.
great.
On the contrary, now I use the chaos that we are living in as a catalyst
Right.
to thrive, you know, to
Right.
create more.
To inspire you.
Yeah, of course. How else can you be a rebel? You can rebel against your parents, against society,
Yeah.
okay, and now what?
You still want to continue reveling?
Yeah, now you rebel against chaos. You know,
Okay.
when in chaos you become peaceful, you become more creative. You become
Because you
more
balance the
organized.
chaos. Yeah.
Otherwise, if you want to go along with chaos, you enter a state of fear and panic,
Right.
which doesn't serve anyone, but more chaos, you know?
Yeah.
So if there's chaos outside, there has to be peace inside. There has to be creation, action, you
Well,
know?
creation came from chaos.
Of course.
Supposedly, I mean.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everything comes from chaos if
Yeah.
you know how to use it.
Yeah, light comes from darkness, for
Yes.
example. Right.
Exactly.
I just want to ask just two small questions about tattooing, then we'll go
Actually,
to your...
light comes from sound.
Well, scientifically speaking, you're saying.
Yeah, but then also in the Bible, like when God spoke the word,
Oh, I see what you
sound
mean.
comes first, then comes light.
Oh,
you
very
know?
interesting. I
Because
never thought
if you
about
have
it that way.
if you have a sound vibration that's vibrating so high, it becomes light.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Technically, scientifically
Yeah.
speaking?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Sound becomes light.
Wow, how did you learn that?
If you just think about it, you'll feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's a good person? Who should get a tattoo?
Everyone.
Who should not get a tattoo?
Whoever who doesn't want to express himself,
Okay. Oh, okay. You think people who don't get a tattoo, maybe they don't want to express themselves?
Maybe they express themselves differently, but it doesn't matter.
And why has it become so popular now? Because when you started, it wasn't popular. So why is it popular now?
Because thinking has shifted, from being oppressed by society / religion /
Right.
tradition.
Yeah.
Now there's no more this oppression. There's freedom of thought, to a certain extent,
Yeah.
of expression. Plus it's art and it's an individualistic thing. You do it for yourself. It's the only thing you do for yourself.
Yeah, before we were maybe more afraid of our parents. We'd listen, like if they'd say no, we would listen. Now we are we have a little bit more boldness in
Yeah,
ourselves.
plus now like the new generation of parents aren't as closed-minded as the parents of the 70s,
You did a small tattoo for me.
I did?
Yeah, a few
When
years
was that?
ago.
Yeah?
You forgot we talked about it.
Yeah, I forgot.
How could you forget?
I don't know. I forget a lot.
It's a very small tattoo. Maybe it didn't make an impression on you.
And I've tattooed thousands of people throughout
Yeah.
the years. I can't possibly remember.
Yeah. No worries. I'm not going to take it as an insult.
Yeah, no, please
You're
don't.
going to remember from now on.
Yes, of course.
So, as a visual artist, what is very impressive for me is that you taught yourself everything. You work right now on wood. Like on the t-shirts, you taught yourself how to paint on the t-shirts at the time. And now you create sculptures on wood and you paint them, obviously. And it's just fascinating because you're taking like a kind of like a can of beer or whatever, and you mold it and it really looks like it's an aluminum, like twisted and everything. How do you learn? How do you teach yourself all of this?
Practice.
That's it?
And trying and always innovating, always trying something new, know?
Right.
You have to, I have to always try something new.
Right. But I mean, sometimes you need to learn techniques.
You learn it with practice.
Okay, because wood you have to cut, so you learn how to manipulate the machines also to cut it?
Yes. And you waste a lot of wood and you throw out a lot of failed projects,
Yeah, wood is not easy to come by and then throw out also.
Yeah, you can always throw it to the chimney, It's easy to come by. You just go and buy it,
Right.
But
did you ever hurt yourself?
So far, no. My minimal things, but
yeah,
no.
knock on wood.
Yeah.
The wood of your art.
Yeah.
So explain to us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Why am I doing that?
Yeah.
The art, the sculptures, the wood sculptures.
Because like I said, they scream at you almost. They shake you up when you look at them.
So I'll tell you the story. One day I came to the old studio and I found a piece of wood, a log.
Yeah.
Someone put it right there in front of my studio. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know what to do with it.
Did you have to do something with it?
No.
Okay.
But
it clicked something in your mind.
I kept it. I said, I could use it for something because it's a nice piece of round, log. It's clean.
Symmetrical, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I kept it on the side. Yeah. Years went by. And then one day in 2005 or 6, something like that, I was like, I should do something with this,
Right.
So, and there was war, 2006 war. So all projects stopped, and suddenly we had time on our hands, just like now.
Yeah.
So I was like, what to do? I would smoke a joint and look at it and imagine something, and then come back tomorrow and reimagine what I thought about yesterday. I'm like, no, but why should I do a painting on a round piece of wood? I mean, what's the catch?
Okay.
If you want to do a painting, do it on a canvas, you know?
Right.
So anyway, I was thinking about it. And then one day it flashed in my mind that the shape of it is a cylinder.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be Michelangelo to make it a battery, you know, to
Right.
just carve a little circle on top and a little indentation. So I was like, yeah, I could do that. And then why should I write the commercial brand, the name? I could write something that means something to me. I could come up with a concept. And this is how it started. I did these as a therapy for me. So
Oh, you got professional therapy?
no, it's my own personal therapy
okay.
on my
Your own reflections.
artwork.
Right. Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
if I get a 7-Up
Yeah.
and I write instead, don't give up.
Oh, I see.
And
okay.
every day I go to the studio and I look at it and it says don't give up, and I read the word don't give up.
Yeah.
And the green color, and you know, color is also therapy.
It'll sink in.
It will sink in, and then as hard as it is, it becomes easier because you have a daily reminder. Or instead of Pepsi, I write happy. So you're looking at it and your unconscious mind is reading happy.
Yeah.
And so you lighten up, you know? So it's a kind of therapy. The thing is, I crumple them because this is, you know, reality. Reality is harsh, you know? We are bruised, all of us. We are broken. We are not perfect, you know? We've been damaged.
Yeah.
So beyond this damage, there's also this undying lust for life and for happiness.
So how are you repairing the damage?
With art,
Okay.
like this.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like being sarcastic. So I use a kind of a humor on the pieces, because also humor puts you in a good mood.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the Corona one.
Yeah, but this is more.
That's not humor?
Like
other ones.
like cut the crap, you know,
okay.
or a player, or
Right.
you know, a womanizer,
Okay.
something, or swingers, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
something on the humoristic side.
Yeah.
Also is a kind of therapy.
Yeah.
The Coca-Corona and stuff were more of a conspiracy theory, like putting the finger on the conspiracy, the way I saw it when what's happening, you know.
When we were living it, yeah.
Yeah, because even what's happening now is kind of I know, I feel it. It's like something that has been pre-planned and it's being played out in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know,
Are we an audience or are we actors in this play?
we're both. You know, we're collateral damage. It doesn't matter who you.
Yeah.
You know, you're witnessing it. You are being damaged, if not physically, emotionally.
Yeah.
You know, and both are damaged. Probably the emotional damage is far worse. You know.
I don't see you as being damaged. Though,
No,
to be
not me.
honest.
I
Yeah.
rebel against it.
You
know?
rebel against the
Yeah,
damage.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, how else? What's success? It's not collecting money anymore. It's being happy.
It's the well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being happy, being healthy.
Right.
That's it.
Health is wealth. We
Yeah.
have to, no matter how we go about
Yeah.
it, this is the most important.
If you know this every day, then nothing matters.
Right.
Unless the bomb comes near you and you lose your arm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's until then you have no right to be not to be good,
Right.
you know. But you're gonna feel the pain of others, of course, but to a certain point. Not to allow it to overcome you, you know? Otherwise, what are you doing? Adding sadness to the sadness, you know?
Right.
Why?
What is the feedback on your art? How do you see people feel, and what are they telling you about your art?
They love it.
Yeah?
First of all, because it's kind of unique, you know? You don't see it anywhere else. It hasn't been done before. People like colors, and the colors I use are saturated, you know?
It's true.
And then when they dig deeper and they read the messages, then it makes more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't paint on it with the paintbrush, right?
I use the airbrush and I use car paint.
Okay.
Why? Because it's heavy duty. It could be
Yeah.
used indoor, outdoor.
And it
It's-
looks like metal.
and yeah,
I didn't know it was wood until
Yeah.
you told me. It looks
Yeah.
like metal.
yeah.
You have, I think, the most beautiful atelier a tattoo artist can have.
Thank you. It's
It's-
full of art. That's why.
It is, even when you go up to the front door. I mean, you have to climb one floor of steps, and each step has a positive message on it. It's really wonderful.
Conquer the day. It's a reminder,
Yeah,
you know, not to sit and waste your time, you know.
right.
Do something.
So, what else inspires you? Like, did your childhood inspire you?
What inspired me the most all my life is music.
Oh, music. Okay.
Yeah. The lyrics, the melodies,
Right.
the meanings, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Have you ever thought of expressing yourself through music?
yeah, but I'm not there, you know. I'm
Okay.
more into expressing it visually,
Right.
you know.
You always add music to your expressions.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
I write a lot. I
Oh, you
love
do?
writing.
Yeah,
because-
you write. You shared a text with me.
Yeah.
It's
And
incredible.
it's from those what I, you know, my writings that I use on my sculptures, on the art,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
because writing is important. It's therapy.
I think it's the best thing that we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to analyze yourself. You have to
Yeah.
write down your, you know, your
It
pros and
clarifies
your
your
cons.
mind a lot.
Mm. Exactly.
You're starting to exhibit a little bit around the world.
Yes.
You just came back from Monaco.
Yes.
And you're such like a wild and flamboyant, not flamboyant, but like a wild rebel kind of person in Monaco. That's like the very,
Exactly.
proper place.
Yes.
So how was your art accepted there?
They loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
They had
lots
the
of
rebel
nice comments.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, but would they dare put it in their house? I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe not. But they do admire it, and
They appreciate.
I've gotten a lot of positive comments,
Oh,
especially on the ideas behind them, and the
Right.
way what the meanings, what I wrote on them,
Right.
other than the technical aspect of it.
Right.
That's also eye-catchy because of the colors and the
Yeah.
shapes, and oh my god, this is wood, and we didn't know it's wood, and it looks like metal, and it looks like plastic, and because it's so super shiny.
How have you evolved like throughout life?
I've become more in control of my reactions.
So a little bit less rebellious, or just
No.
differently more controlled right now?
Yeah, instead of being unconsciously rebellious, now I'm consciously rebellious, and I
Right.
choose how to do it in any manner I like,
Right.
rather than having to do it unconsciously in one way only,
Okay.
which is what I've dealt with it all my life almost.
What would you like us to know about you, for example?
Oh, that you can't know everything about me.
Okay. Because I have actually another question I wanted to ask you, which is a bit related. I mean, do you think that we can judge a book by its cover?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
and sometimes not. Sometimes the
Okay.
cover is a shock, is a cover for a
Yeah.
diamond inside,
Right.
and you have to go through the dragon so you can get to the princess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to get the reward,
Yeah.
and it's cool to be like that also.
To have the both extremes.
Yeah, it's nice to be. It's interesting to be a surprise. So you are a constant surprise to people who have heard things about you, and
Yeah.
then they meet you in person and they discover a whole new dimension that they didn't know about.
I was very pleasantly surprised when we were
You see?
talking, Hady. Yeah, really.
Thank you.
And we
Yeah.
had such a deep conversation, and we went all over the place about life and philosophy and meaning, and it was very interesting talk. I really appreciated it. So
Yes.
I have one more question for you. What makes the ordinary extraordinary?
Love, of course.
Love.
Yes. If you do it with passion, if you do it with all your energy, art, like or like cooking, or like anything you're doing with your hands, manual work.
Yeah.
So there's your energy, and your
Right.
energy is overflowing, and you're doing the work. Now all this energy is in the work, and then the work is done,
Yeah.
and then you look at it. So all the energy you put in is gonna come back at you.
You feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to the audience. So
Yeah.
everyone looking at your work will sense your energy.
Okay.
It's captured in the painting, in the brushstrokes, in the
Right.
colors, in the theme, and in the whole object, you know?
Right.
And then either you resonate with it or not.
Can we just show your hands on the camera because they're full of paint? I thought that was interesting to show because
Yeah,
you're
I was
so.
painting last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're so taken by your art. I mean, it's even part of your hands.
Yeah, it's always been the case. It's not
Yeah.
new. I love it. I love having paint on my hands. I can't wear gloves while painting.
Right.
It defeats the purpose.
Well, this was a wonderful little talk, Hady.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you came. I hope you enjoyed it.
Very much.
Okay, well then we'll see you soon in the studio, I hope. I have a
Yes,
little thought
and
in
at
my
the
head.
showroom here, you have to see it.
Yeah, we'll meet for one day and
Yeah.
we'll pass by the showroom for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hady, for coming today.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.